and Simple Life. In my office, a new location to do a project, a paint project. What's going on here? Well, I am going to paint the little jewelry box that I got for $5. Might as well take that off now. At the Dollar Tree. It was the last one. I always love when that happens. And I'm going to put some necklaces in this. And then these are the wood keepsake boxes for the daily inspiration cards, sayitdisplayit.com, that I design and is my business. And I have never used these boxes for anything since 2015 when the business launched, other than for the daily inspiration cards. And I'm thinking, wow, they would make great jewelry boxes. And you could still get a display of cards, and they come with a display stand. So this is like a twofold item here. How exciting. Unless you want to pass them on to future generations, then you want to keep your cards in a box and they'll pass on really nicely. But anyways, for today, they're going to become jewelry boxes. And I am going to do something quite different. I am going to paint these with acrylic paint. I've got, let's see what these colors are, because I cannot see without the readers. We've got Golden Sunset, Ripe Tomato, and Laguna. I'm almost out of Laguna. Anyways, these colors are pretty much like in my rug. If you saw that 5-part series of the tiny cabin, up close and personal, I showed you lots of organization tips and hints, and also how I decorate. Anyways, these may stay in the bathroom. I'm not sure. You'll already know from watching the series, but yeah, I'm doing this ahead of time, of course. Look at this picture that I have in the bathroom. I got this picture when my daughter and I earned a trip to the Virgin Islands with Creative Memories. And I picked up the picture. I had it framed later. Yes, Creative Memories framed this. But it has the same colors as I'm going to paint the boxes. And what I'm going to do here is I've decided I'm going to paint this one with the Golden Sunset. So I don't have little stirs here, but we'll see how this goes. I've got 3 of these little Tupperwares. Oh my gosh, they were for years and years with Cheerios and little stacks. And they've got so discolored and stuff. And I was like, why not use them for paint? Then I've got several brushes here. I've got the good old inexpensive, less than $1 sponge brushes. And I've got several different brushes that I have used on the Say It Display It cards. This is the brushes that I've used as backdrops with acrylics and watercolors. Yes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try this out. I love bracelets. These are going to both be for bracelets. This one is going to be more for like cuffs. I love cuffs. And this one is going to be more for little beaded bracelets. I just think, I don't know, they just feel so good on my wrist to decorate. And yeah, I love to put my jewelry on and stuff doing these shows. I was thinking, well, this is like going to work, and it makes me feel fun and happy to put my makeup on and have my bracelets on and earrings and just, I don't know, just talking to you, and I want to look nice. So this is already turning out pretty cool. Paint, paint, paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this all the solid Golden Sunset. And then I'm going to come back and this will be a first. I'm going to do some streaks of the Laguna and the Ripe Tomato. I'm just going to streak this with some random color. Because my rug is kind of like that, it's streaked with all different colors. I absolutely love my accent rug. That was a godsend. See? So we're going to go all the way around and paint this one with this color. And then I'm going to take these and I'm just going to streak these. I think I'll streak this with the Laguna. I don't have much Laguna left. Maybe I'll use it for the small one to be on the safe side. I'll streak this with the ripe tomato and see if it'll pull out the wood grain. But as soon as I finish this, I'll be back at you, and we'll let this dry, and then we'll go on to the bigger boxes, or the wood keepsake down, boxes. 2 to go. I like it. What do you think? Now, I'm not looking for perfection, but I'm not looking to be all crappy either. I was thinking about that. I'm like, am I a perfectionist? You know, and I think it depends. I do things to a, you know, like to my own satisfaction, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's perfection. If that makes any sense at all. My mom did things like really perfectly, like some things like making bows. She was like perfectionist about that. And my daughter, I feel like, has perfection tendencies. And then my dad was like good enough. And so I think I waffle between good enough and perfection, at least for today. So now we're going to let this dry, and then I'm going to streak it. I'm going to take this color and the blue, and then just take like maybe this medium here. Can you see? And I'm going to go woo, and like woo. And I'm going to be Picasso for just a minute, or at least pretend, right? Okay, so now this one is going to be a streaky. I better put my glasses back on for the event. And I've already poured some of the Laguna out, and I want to keep a little bit of Laguna for this, but I've turned this upside down, hopefully to get to the last drop, just like I do with other bottles of whatever it is. This, I think, will be good rather than the sponge. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do the bottom first. Although I'm not really nervous about this. I mean, if I mess this up, there's more where these came from. Not that I want to toss these away either by any means. Okay, so streaky. Yeah, like chalk paint pulls the paint through. Now this is a little bit, but not really. You can see. Let's see if we just go really light. Yeah, but that's the look I'm wanting to achieve. Just some random strokes. Not sure why I decided to do this, but okay, now I'm getting a little bit better of what I want. Not as thick, kind of more light. So we'll be done with this in no time. Let's just keep on going here for a minute. Giving you ideas, hopefully. Woo! Artsy fartsy here. I think I called myself that, or my daughter called me that back in the day. I mentioned that in a previous show. But there's always new of you, because if you share, like, and subscribe, the channel grows, not just for me, but for other people as well, right? But I need your help. Okay, so I love the way that looks just with that. This is the natural wood. Go really light. Just keep it really light. And there's grooves a little bit in the wood too, which makes it nice. Yeah, I'm pleased so far. So far, so good. I'm not looking for anything but just a pop of color. Maybe I'll do this side a little bit more. And the box lid. Yeah, see those little grooves in the box lid too. Okay, I'm happy. Oops, I got some on my, I need to just hold this on the edge. I think the bottom is the least favorite so far, so I added a little bit more to the bottom. And now we'll take this, can kind of hold it like this because I'm not going to put any paint where my finger is anyways. Unlike when I paint the entire box with chalk paint, which I've shown you a couple times now. You can order the boxes and put in the comments what color of chalk paint you want. But you have to reference some of my previous videos because my website's not updated yet. All right. Now, I don't know if I'll streak that with a little bit of gold. I'm kind of tempted to, you know, mix it up and so that they'll all kind of, this will be all 3 colors. Maybe this will be 2 and then this will be 2. I don't know. I'm going to have to think on that for a little bit. Maybe I like just the 1 color on this one. I think I'll know better after I do this, after I streak this a bit with both colors. Because that's not my favorite color all by itself, or at least it has not been in the past. I did my little sunshine heart table kind of with this. Oh, and I wanted to just share with you too, that I have an entire, I didn't buy these special. Oh, I don't have it here. I'll show it to you in a minute. I didn't buy these special for this project. I have probably 20 or 30 of these that I bought when I was actually doing the Say It, Display It cards and designing the backdrops. So, yeah, that's the look I wanted. Just a little popper. And these 3 boxes don't go together anyways, so I'll probably have them in 2 separate areas. I'm excited. These could be done, you know, someone made in the comments too, you could use these for recipes. Not that I'm trying to, people have asked me, will you sell just the box? And the answer is no. Because the product is the daily inspiration cards in a keepsake box, which is these. So if I just start selling boxes, I'm getting into an area I don't want to sell boxes just by themselves. I want to sell the whole package. And if you're not into daily inspiration cards, obviously you can pass them out. You can give them away to teachers and nurses and restaurant people and retail workers. I mean, most people, I can't say everybody now, loves a little daily inspiration message. You can write messages on the backs of them and make someone's day with a special message. You can leave it on their car, you know, in the wiper or whatever. You know, just hope you have a blessed day on the back of it. If I got something like that, I would feel like that was, you know, a gift from heaven for an encouragement. So just some ideas what you can do with the cards. If you want a box, but you don't want the cards, get the cards and give them away. Just saying. Okay, so now I think we'll just keep going here for a minute. Let's do the red. Since the camera is rolling, we'll do the red here real quick. Ooh, that's watery. That's not good. Let's shake this baby up. I might have to get a knife to stir this. I use little plastic knives that you get, you know, plasticware. I don't like that that's all watery. Oh, now it's much better. I really didn't want to stir because that's just one more thing you have to wash. Oh, and I love when this happens. I had no idea how much paint I would need for this, and I used it till it was almost dry here. And I didn't add any to this, in other words. So I'm excited about that part. Okay, back on with the glasses. Now this, I think I'll try a different brush. I'll try this fatter brush here and see where we go with this. I'm having fun. Are you having fun watching? I hope so. Ooh, different brush, different techniques. Yeah. One little heavy area and then a little bit of outskirts. I should be showing you, right? Dun, da, da. Look, I like it. Like one solid heavy area. Yeah, I'm not going to make these into 2 colors. That's just too busy. If anything, I could get some kind of decal. You know, I think they sell sayings in decals like live for today or do it now, blessings, faith, you know, and I could just put a little decal right on the box. Or even buy some teeny weeny flowers and put just like maybe 2 or 3 flowers. They say you usually should design things like in 3s on walls. You ever heard that before? So even if I popped like a flower up here in the corner, I used to do that at shows too. I would ask people if they would like just a flower up top. And they have like a little sticky on the back. You can buy them, I'm sure you know, in the sticker section, like they're 3-dimensional type. and just pop one right on there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm so happy. I'm just entertaining myself here on this chilly day. You know, it's only about 30 degrees out. The sun is out, so I may go on a walk. I don't know. I kind of had already tucked my winter coat away, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right. Yeah, that's a little on the heavy side, but I'm going to, I think I'll just lightly do a couple of these other sides, and then I'll show you the finished, and we'll get back to adding a streak or two colors to this. Okie dokie. Be back in a few. Finished up the big box now, and what I've got going on here is quite a bit on the top. And then this side, I kept the paint, as you can see, in the center. I wanted to do a different on each side, or at least kind of methodically think instead of just randomly painting across. And then this is kind of like 3, as you can see. 1 in the middle, and then 1 from each side. And then this would be all in the middle. Did I show you that one already? And this is all from the sides. Heavy on top, kind of heavy on the bottom. Leaving a little bit on the edges here, which I kind of thought that through, where on the bottom it's kind of all the way across. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Okay, so these are dry. They're going to stay the way they are, and then I will embellish them later, either with probably with a little flower or some kind of little nature type thing. A leaf. Flower, I'm not sure. All right, so back to this baby. You know, and I was tempted to just paint right over this, but I thought probably chip later. But if it chipped, that would kind of look antique-ish. I don't know, that's so chintzy cheap, but so is the box anyways. Okay, so now we're gonna see if we hopefully don't mess this up. Worst case scenario, we can paint over the whole thing. I've got the chocolate brown that I used for the rocker. I could paint this entire box brown. I love this Laguna blue. I just love it. I think, yeah, and we're doing both colors. And I don't want to do too much. I hadn't thought this through yet before, so let's see. We'll go light. Streaky, streaky, straight across. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then we'll take the ripe tomato. Ripe tomato, not too much to start. I forget, you can always add paint, but you can't take away. And that will be maybe right here, where it'll kind of blend into the blue. And then maybe right in here. I'm a visual, so I'm trying to think it through ahead of time. And I'm thinking the teeny weeny brush here, this had yellow on it. Probably wouldn't hurt anything though at this point. At this juncture, let's just use this one, but not too, it's on the stiff side now too because it's drying, but that might be a good thing. No, that's a no. So we'll fix that up with another brush. It's not like we don't have a lot of brushes here. And we'll take this and do a light. I think I'm digging it. I need to, yeah, and I want to do this really like this small pencil type brush too. For like one line here at the bottom. Like super light here. Super light. Get across. I'll show it to you here in a second. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. I like that. I'm good with that. What do y'all think? Are you good with that? Remember, I'm just pretending I'm Picasso. And then here on the front, I think I'm going to bring down the tomato. We need another small brush. I had no idea I'd be using all these brushes. I think this one is pretty good because I don't think we want big chunks of this. Just a tad. Just a tad. I don't know, I've never done this before. I like it. I like it. And I may take and do just the blue on the sides here, just a very, hey, this is raw and real here. You're getting it as I'm doing it. Not that I'm, thinking this through ahead of time. I like it. Really, really light on top, hardly any paint at all. We'll kind of do that on the bottom here. We'll kind of reverse it. Of course, it'll never be the same. Yeah. And a little bit more solid on the top. And then just bring it across. Here we go. And now do I add color to each one of these? I'm thinking no. I'm thinking it's not a big enough space. And I kind of like the blue on this side, the blue on this side, the red on that. And then on the back side, I'll just I'm gonna run the blue and the red together on the back side. And this is truly just, I wouldn't necessarily call this an experiment. I would just call it like really into it and however it turns out, I mean, you can't really, see I'm blending the two now, not really blending them, but overlaying them. And then pull off the red to the side. Yeah, that's good. Getting carried away here now. And then I might add a little bit of blue. Bring a little bit more blue with a narrow brush. This little narrow brush here. Back over top of it. Now we're doing a layer. Yeah. What do you think, guys? I don't know if I should add to these sides or not. For the time being, I'm going to stop right here. And I'm going to leave this solid here at the bottom until I sometimes I got to look at something overnight and something else will pop up that'll be like, oh, we'll just add a little bit of this or a little bit of that. Maybe I'll even add a little bit of gold back into here. That might not be a bad idea too. So we'll just let that be so that I don't get too carried away. So there you have it. This is the 3 boxes. 3 boxes. I'll add decals to these and I'll leave this the way it is. And I'm pleased. I know this has been rather long here, but I hope you learned something. I hope it inspired you to do some painting or to go to sayitdisplayit.com and pick out a collection for yourself or for somebody else and give them the collection and you keep the box and then put in the comments, what are you doing with your box? Okie doke. I thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, click the bell, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. And with that, blessings in your day and joy in your random, as you go, painting. So one more thing. Here is my paints. Ta-da! All of these were used in Say It, Display It cards. This was so much fun. I mean, these bottles back in the day probably were like 50 cents. But I'm having fun with them. And this reminded me of like Aztec, Arizona. Maybe I have Arizona on the brain right now, these colors. Because if I go to buy land in the fall and maybe put the tiny cabin up for sale and rebuild, I'll be heading to Arizona for the winter. At least I'm thinking in that direction. And you know what? 4 or 5 months, it's going to be here before we know it. It doesn't happen when you're young, but it definitely happens when you're in your 60s. Later.